Available
with the MIR space station. There are those pictures, and it's there, of course, to offload supplies to repair that damaged craft. Well, live in the studio now for more on both those stories is space expert Nick Booth. Nick, good morning to you. The MIR situation, first of all, and the docking pictures that we showed live here in the programme, is that the cavalry basically arriving?
It's more like the caterers and the electricians arriving.
It's that basic, yes.
It's that mundane. They're bringing food, supplies, and one of the things they're obviously going to do is to try and make sure the module that they had to evacuate in a hurry, that they can get it on stream again with power and make sure it's okay.
We can have a bit of a laugh about it now, but just how serious was the situation?
It's pretty serious. I mean, they'd said out of it's just, 5 out of 7 in terms of danger. Space is a hostile place to live and work, so yeah, it's dangerous.
It's also taken 10 days for the cavalry or the caterers to get there. Is that good or bad in space terms?
For the crew on board, for Mike Foale and the 2 Russians, it's been a fairly difficult time. I mean, they've been sitting more or less in darkness and they've not really been communicating much with Earth. We know they've been listening to music and had some of their favourite records piped up. The Russians wouldn't say what they were, and they've spoken to the families. So really now with this docking, there'll be mementos of home, letters, records, fresh fruit, things like that. So for them, it's a blessed relief.
Okay, well that's good. Relief, I'm sure, with the Pathfinder mission that's going on in Mars as well. We're going to cross live there to Mission Control in Pasadena. Alan Wood, who works on the project, should be joining us from there. Alan, good morning to you.
Very good morning to you.
Hello, Alan. How are things on Mars this morning?
Very fine. We're just getting some pictures down now from the Pathfinder spacecraft showing that the little rover Sojourner has moved over to a nearby rock and is testing it for its elemental composition.
So it's good to hear that little rover Sojourner is behaving itself. How do you actually control that, Alan?
Right from JPL here, we have a rover driver here. He's got a Mars driving license,
and he's doing it very, very well. How excited are you by what you've seen? I mean, to those people who just see a lot of rocks and an horizon there, what are you guys seeing?
Well, the geologists are very excited about it because they see a lot of different kinds of rocks there. Some of the rocks have been blown out of a nearby impact crater. Some of them appear to be rocks that have been washed down in the channels that they see in the Viking pictures, and there's quite a lot of evidence of apparent water flow in the area. Also, some of the distant hills seem to look, right now anyway, to have some sort of striations in them. It looks like maybe there's some layering of water deposits. And one scientist says that he believes that there was not just one catastrophic flood in this region, but several of them. So they're very excited about what they're going to see.
Well, Alan, I believe that we're going to become quite familiar with the red planet over the next 10 years or so. But the big question is, how far away are we from actually landing a man or woman on Mars?
Well, that's a good question, and the best that I've heard is that it'll be another 20 to 30 years before we do that.
20 to 30 years, but in the meantime, I know there are a lot of missions planned, and you keep that little Sojourner working away there till we get those pictures back. Alan Wood, thank you very much indeed for taking time out from your very busy and exciting program talking to us this morning.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you very much indeed.
Bye-bye.
Very laid back, these guys, Nick, aren't they?
It's a lovely day on Mars. They're having a great time.
But it's a precarious old business, this outer space lark. We've seen the problems there with MIR. Has the Pathfinder mission been relatively trouble-free?
Yeah, they've had a few minor technical problems, but it's been totally successful. It's landed exactly on cue. It's done exactly everything they were saying. The rover, which is, if you imagine a microwave with 6 wheels on it, has now gone from the spacecraft, and over the next week it will be sort of snuggling up to rocks and taking a good look at them, finding out what they're made of. So it's going to be fascinating.
Excellent. And you are fascinated with it, Penny,
I am.
aren't you?
I love the idea of this white dawn and a blue sunset on Mars.
Yeah.
I just think it sounds quite romantic. Come and watch
But the blokes, I believe, are very
sunset.
ugly. I do. I believe they're a bit odd. Yes, not to be recommended. Nick Booth, thank you very much.
They definitely aren't going to find any humans. Well, not humans, but you know what I mean.
Martians.
Little sort of Martians.
They'll find interesting rocks. The thing I'd love is for them to have a microphone. I'd love to know what Mars sounds like. It's got an atmosphere and winds blowing through.
Yeah, it's still not as exciting though. I'm sorry. I know you might find rocks interesting, but I would prefer to have little green somethings up there. Let's move on. I'm just being informed. Get on with it. 18 minutes past 7. Still to come this morning.